Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome to Cazalys Arena for a Buffalo's home game. You're with Will Zawar and Rob Hale. 2022-2023 AFL NT's coverage of the NTFL season here. Match context here. Tommy Bolsch, is back, second game for the year, Will. Mitch Robinson's in for the Buffaloes as well. Big in, 250 AFL games for the Blues and for the Lions, as well as Dylan McLaughlin's back for the Crocs, with Boyd Woodcock, who was at Port Adelaide listed, number 12 for the Crocs as well, Will.
Yeah, a few big names, and I'd also like to make mention of Brodie Lake. I think he spent a fair bit of time with Peel Thunder in the off-season, applying his trade down there. Probably unlucky to miss out on even a rookie position on an AFL list, but he's got a lot of talent behind him, and he'll be a big focal point for the Districts today, and probably a big focal point for the Buffs trying to stop him. It's an interesting clash today. Depending on the result, Districts could find themselves on top of the ladder at the end of the round. They are the only team yet to be defeated. Obviously, they've got a bye. Not up their sleeve. They've made the most of their bye as well. Buffaloes, I think they could move as high as second, but they would also have a fair big percentage to catch up on. Yeah,
it'd be equal top with the Waratahs there, but yeah, too much percentage to catch for them. Liam Whelan as well from the Coburg Lions, lining up today for the Buffaloes. What number is Liam? He's number 26, guys, for you at home viewing today. Mitch Robinson, number 12 for the Buffs, starting on the pill here. What's your predictions for the game, Will? You've got Emma Stark throwing it up here, back from the AFLW.
I'm going to say Districts. They were very impressive last week. I think Buffaloes have shown a lot of promise, but not as much as Districts have. And I think teams are starting to get aware that it's only a 16-game season this year, not 18 games with that extra team in. And every win is probably a bit more important this year than it has been previously. Yeah, definitely. I've got Crocs by 2 or 3 goals. Defensively, they were really good last week. And a nice touch. Cam Ellis-Yowen and Mitch Robinson starting on each other, giving each other a quick little hug in the centre square. We're away to go. Emma Stark with the ball poised in hand, she bounces it down, and we will have a rebounce.
And 2 former Lions boys there together.
So ball goes up again. Hit out comes through from the Buffs. Robinson, he gets the first clearance of the game, straight into the action. Down into the Buffaloes forward line, kicking to the left of screen. It's mopped up there by Palmer. Can't take it cleanly though, and Buffs are pressured back. Further away from goal than they'd like to be. Still outside the scoring range and rolls over the boundary line on the far wing. Yeah, Buffalo's a very quick move inside, Will. Southern District's covered off really well against Warriors. Let's see how that pans out throughout the day. Bigger oval today out at Cazalys. So the ruck duel today, it looks like it's Atkinson on Mazzini. Atkinson for the Double Blues. He gets a hit out this time, but it's Districts working the ball forward, and errant handball means Buffaloes will make the most of it. Holt Fitz picks it up, hands it through. Palmer off to prime train. Tommy Bolt, he snaps on goal, but it's a behind
train. A few interesting moves early. Matt Watkins was down back there, and Southern Districts are going with a smaller forward line today. Roy George out of the goal square.
An interesting game last year between these two, Rob. They played out a draw. Matt Watkins kicked 8 that day, so unsure if he'll kick 8 if he's starting the back line, but he could be up for a big one nonetheless. Districts now working it down this near side wing. Stokes, he mops it up, kicks it, but only to an opposition. Districts will now take a bit of time. They look to work it forward now. Play on, and a kick, a short, sharp one. Bounces off the chest there of Maney, and we'll have a free kick. In fact, it's out on the full, so a free kick going the way of Hayden Brown. He looks inboard, doesn't like anything. Looks a bit further downfield. He'll go a short one, inboard to Robinson. Had to make sure of it, and he did. Probably just went 15 metres there, Rob.
Yeah, Mitchy Robinson looking very fit, isn't he?
He is.
Fresh out of the AFL.
Goes a long kick down the line.
Bowden.
Intercepted at half back. Bowden, he now finds Woodcock. Your man, Robbie.
Yeah, Woodcock coming from Port Adelaide listed for you Port Adelaide fans. There's plenty of yous up in the territory.
Maney, take 2. He took that mark inside the field of play this time. Works it forward now. Inside their forward 50. And it's marked by Matt Watkins on the back flank.
The new centre-half back for the Buffs.
Goes down the line, still on this near side. Tom Bulk, the target, couldn't take the mark. Maney got the hands out. Holt Fitz now, crumbs it, gets it, hands to Pendlebury, a little 1-2, and he gets it back, kicks it high and forward. Brown, he was the target, couldn't mark it, and again, Districts will mop up, so bit of a stop-start sort of start here, Robbie. No one's really taking control of the game.
Yeah, a bit of control, but just a bit of kicking around here.
Holt Fitz got a fist in, and ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it was the same last week against Waratahs for the Crocs, just sounding each other out a bit. Very warm conditions out here at Cazalys. If you're down at Palmerston, you've still got time to get down here for the footy.
And Holt Fitz has been lively early. He's a big recruit for them. He came over from Nightcliff with Kane Riley, and yeah, he seems to be playing higher than I expected him. I thought he'd be right down near the goals. But
yep, he's moved to the wing as well, Will, at times this year, is getting up and around the footy.
Ball comes in. Mazzini will be first to it. Ellis Yeoman to Rove. He gets it through to Fijo. He's come from the Wanderers this year. District's trying to work it forward. Big, strong tackle by Stokes, the captain.
Yeah. It's umpire Emma Stark there, guys.
And he's pinged, I think he was a bit too strong with it. So Kaya Jones will work it forward now. Finds a target just outside 50. They work it forward again.
Oh.
Big, strong mark. Great leap there from Brodie Lake. His first game back for Districts this year, isn't it, Robbie?
Yeah. Oh, no, I think he played last week, but he was up on a wing, and now they've moved him forward. I think we might be on a rotation there, but he's looking good. Very versatile there. And that was Kay Pudney just kicked that out to him. Woodville West Torrens player. So this midfield for Southern Districts really loaded with some good talent. State League level players.
Now, you can probably hear on our mics, but there is a bit of a breeze here, so we'll see how he plays to that. Brodie Lake walks in. Gets very close to the man on the mark. And that won't even make the distance. He sprays it across goal. Buffs have the numbers to mop it up. And it rolls over the boundary line in that far forward pocket.
Yeah, guys, it's umpiring round as well. Umpiring is a great way to get fit and get paid. And NTFL umpire training is held at TIO stadiums on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5:30 p.m. So get down there, guys. Good way to get fit, 12 years and above. Forward 50 entry here for the Crocs.
Umpire throws it in from the boundary line. Ellis Yeoman taking ruck duties there. Got a little hand to it. Ball finds itself at the bottom of a pack. And we'll have a ball up.
Number 11 for Southern Districts, Matt Shannon, made the top 10 of the SEN boys. Very good player from Carlton VFL.
And I think he kicked about 5 goals last week in a very impressive win over the Tars.
Yeah, kicked 4, I think it was, and mostly from the centre. Free kick to Johnny Varodos here. Varodos.
Comes back and Buffs look to switch. Stokes, he comes out now. Ball goes a bit further afield now. Bowles, he'll work it forward for the Buffs. Holt fits the target. Kick didn't quite meet him, so he had to work for it, but gee, he can dance around his players, can't he? Just snaps it forward, cheekily around the body. Great body work there as well from Coulthard. He works it forward. Great use of the feet there.
Coburg Lions.
And that's Whelan. He'll kick the first of the goal. Well, first of the game. What a goal that was, Robbie.
Beautiful. Liam Whelan coming from the Coburg Lions, VFL player. So another VFL player. So let's see how the VFL boys go with this heat, Will. Very good start from the Buffaloes. On that transition, they're going to get a lot of sides with that pace they have through the midfield there, and Holtz, Fitz and a few of those blokes. Bradley Stokes running off half-back can use the ball very well. So Liam Whelan for the first for the day.
Look, it wasn't pretty, but it was effective, and it's got the first goal on the board for the Buffs. They lead 1-1-7, and Districts are yet to score.
Southern Districts rotating their bench heavily as well. A few rotations come for the Buffaloes here. Jared Stokes now off. Coulthard number 4's been impressive as well this year.
Ball goes up in the middle. Hit out comes from Buffaloes. The Districts working it forward on the ground. It's a hot ball at the moment, a bar of soap. Umpire calls my ball.
And that was Pudney again with the clearance 25. And getting his hands on it early.
Fist out there, goes from Mazzini. Just worked out. Now with Roberts. He kicks it forward. Intercepted half back.
Oh, Prime Train's got him. Nah, high.
just giving away a free kick. Probably lucky advantage is called. Bowden now goes inboard. He finds Waitman. Waitman looking to switch across this side to Mazzini. He takes a mark under pressure. Good pair of hands there. He's got a player outbound here. If he wants him, but instead he'll go long.
Oh, very strong from Matt Shannon there.
Good work to get around 2 opposition defenders. The kick wasn't executed perfectly, and Matt Watkins will mop up for Buffaloes. They now again.
He's hot.
Good pressure from Lake. In fact, he's forced a turn over there, and it'll be Taj Stanley in the forward pocket.
Taj Stanley's only a 16-year-old kid. He was very good last week. Tommy Bousted got the Rising Star nomination, but Stanley was very good as well. 16, 17-year-old kid out of the Southern Districts Junior program. Be a tough shot from there, Will.
Still getting used to the wind, these 2 teams are.
Good attempt.
It's gone across the face, but Ellis Yeoman, is he taking the mark?
Jeez, Brody Lake's looking really dangerous down there, isn't he? He's flying for the footy. It's good to see.
So it's gone through for behind. District's on the board now. Kick out from fullback will come. Goes to Matt Watkins. Extends it further down that far side. Good kick to Pendlebury. He plays on. He finds Collinson. Centre wing. A short one inboard to Whelan. Very far from home. And a long direct kick to Palmer. Went above them all and beyond them all and has met the boundary line.
Buff's been very controlled as well, so it's good to see a bit more control with it and just using that football.
A transition a bit too easy as well from them.
Yeah, and they've got a stoppage here, probably 60 out from goal here, good area. See the prime train there moving in. A few big names here at this contest.
Ball comes in now. Mazzini gets the hit out. Stokes, he'll receive a handball. He'll take a shot on goal. It's gone through. First 2 on the board to the Buffaloes. They extend their lead to 12 points. It's 2 goals, 1-13 against Southern Districts. 1 behind, 1 point.
Yeah, Jared Stokes can move through packs. He can lock a warm knife through butter, and he just did that then. Giving them a different look through the midfield there. A few different types with Bowles as a bit of an inside mid, and you've got Jared Stokes who's very good on the break.
They didn't have a great year last year, the Buffs, but every game I saw them play, Stokes was just at it every single contest, putting his heart on the line, just doing what he could. And I think they finished second bottom or third bottom and didn't really look to challenge for the finals, but Stokes was one player who could hold his head high the whole season. Yeah,
this is a game, if they win this, it puts them straight in that finals talk, doesn't it? So
Mazzini, he roves the ball there. Ellis Yeoman snaps it forward.
Matt Watkins has been good back there, hasn't he? It's a good move.
He goes out now and finds Coulthard. Comes a bit further now to Brad Stokes. Good kick. Made Cassidy work for it. But they maintain possession. And there's a 50-metre penalty.
Oh.
Didn't see what that one was for. Might have been a player encroaching on the protected zone.
Whelan led early. Should double back and go again here. But Whelan in the left pocket. The prime train heading towards the goals. Oh, he's going to shoot.
To Matthew Cassidy. It'll be a big kick.
Just moved up last week from all reports.
Should be able to work the win from this angle. Gee, it's a big, long, straight kick. He's worked it perfectly.
Beautiful from the backman. The move of Hassan Matt Watkins to the backline's really worked from Will. He's probably had 6 or 7 touches early and has been the best player on the ground so far. The backman getting the goal there, beautiful. Great start from the Buffaloes here.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. When you said he's lining up at centre-half back, I thought, I'm not sure about that, but you do look at the star power they've got up forward already in Bulk and in Whelan, and someone sort of probably does need to go back, so he's moved back. Whether he's liked it or not, and he's taken it like to a duck to water. Yeah,
and Southern Districts don't really have a big forward up there, do they? Most of the, a 185, 186 max. Goal scorer there, Cassidy seems like he's the biggest bloke down there. He's probably 190, 188.
So we'll reset in the middle of the ground now. Ball comes out. Again, Buffalo's just a bit too easy for them. Intercepted at half-back from Bowden. He works it forward. He's got a man by himself. In Staunton, his skipper. He plays on. He goes now to Maney. Maney under pressure from Cassidy. Work it forward, and there's 3 Buffs players on the move. They'll get to it first.
Geez, they're out here.
Clark, he gets it to Stokes. Wasn't clean enough. Staunton giving pressure. Buffs, it'll still work for them. Bowles kicks it forward.
Bowden, good.
Good intercept from Bowden, and probably one of the best plays in the comp last year. They work it out now on that far side, Districts do.
And that's Pudney again.
One bounce and a handball over the top. This one to Ogden. Goes inboard now to Maney.
Yeah, Buff's slow in the transition there. Which has been their Achilles heels.
And they've made a meal of this one. Oi!
Oh. Yeah.
And it's going to be on here. Players retaliating. That was a very, very big hit on McManus. Just sort of came and tunneled him, and he's hit the deck hard.
Yeah,
he'll get a free kick.
Off. Made it a bit thing as well because he jumped in the air as well. I think the umpire might be reporting him here. No.
It looks like they're getting into Seed and Kernoff from the Buffs. So it's an errant kick there from McManus. Just to behind. And Buffs will reload.
Get some numbers here.
Big long kick out to Mitchell. He couldn't take the mark, and he's caressed over the boundary line for a throw-in. So Buffs make the mistake, although they'll get a free kick here. A bit of excessive force. Sterling Mitchell assesses his options now. He's got a few plays in the middle if he's quick enough. He's not. Probably have to go long.
Yeah, long down the line here to Whelan, you'd say.
And he does. Whelan couldn't take the mark. Fitz was there to rove. Hand it forward to Bulk. Ball on the deck now. Palmer, he's getting involved. He gets a handball out and works it back to Stokes. Stokes has a player short, sharp and forward. Doesn't quite hit him in instead. I think that was Bowden again who's racking them up.
Oh, yeah, him
on that intercept on half-back. Districts very sloppy there. Bit of a slippery deck by the looks of things. A few plays hit the deck. Stokes, he picks it up with one hand, runs forward, kicks it into the forward line. Bulk the target underneath. Didn't sit for him though. Districts have the numbers. And again, another half slip, Robbie.
Yeah, might be some footwear issues here. Bowden very good early. Another intercept with a double-fisted Flanagan.
Waitman takes a bounce. He now goes out on that far wing. Running to it will be McManus. He's got a boundary line to beat as well. And it's worked over. No, kept alive. Buff's working it now. Ooh. Cooper run down, but he got the hands away. Umpire says play on. Staunton. Kick now comes forward. And Buffs intercept. No one can really take clean possession here. Buffs work it forward this time to no one in particular.
Yeah, it could be deliberate, that one.
And Ogden's appealing for deliberate.
No.
But it'll just be a throw-in.
It could be the scoring end as well. We're all going towards that school end there.
It does feel like the wind is sort of pushing it down that way.
In the women's game, Buffett's come home with a full goal last quarter going to that end. So we'll see how it pans out in the second quarter. Southern District's really sloppy across that half-forward line. Probably overusing the footy just a tad.
So Clark, he tried to get a fist through. Ball comes out. Mark was taken, but umpire doesn't pay it. Wasn't long enough. And a good defensive mark there on the last line to Southern Districts.
It might be Driscoll, maybe. Can't see that number.
He plays on.
Yep, Driscoll.
And gee, that's a sloppy kick. Wasn't marked by Roberts.
Yeah, that's ball.
And he's pinged for holding the ball. And Districts get away with it.
It does look like it's challenging, isn't it, heading towards that end towards the canteen.
So McManus again finds himself with the ball, couldn't take the mark. Buffs now working it back. Here's Brad Stokes. He kicks it forward.
Oh, just waiting for that one.
Just no one attacked the ball, just waiting for it to sit for them. They work it through again. Umpire calls a free kick, and it's holding the ball going the way of Southern Districts.
I see Southern District spread here.
Districts work it again forward. I think it's Maney down there. And free kick holding the man. I think that was against Matt Shannon, actually. Sorry.
Yep. Buff's looking for the switch here. Bit of ball use.
Lines Clark, the vice captain. He goes inboard to Pendlebury. Cooper's on the run.
Super Cooper's out.
Just waited perfectly. Didn't have to break stride, but he slips over. Just trying to be too clever. Got the ball out, and he picks it up again. Kicks it under pursuit from Fijo. Districts. The kick from Cooper wasn't great. He was creative, but a bit too creative, I think. And look again.
Yeah, Whelan's been good.
Got away with it.
Yeah, well, just a bit sloppy across half forward, and you see the big blokes for Buffs creating a contest, and the blokes getting their front and centre. Southern Districts there, they really need some crummers at that ball there with that smaller forward line, and no one was there to crumb it. Buffalo's ran away with it. Buffalo's really getting them on the pace, aren't they, early?
Yeah, and we've seen a few transitions which have just been too easy for the Buffs. I don't know if it's Districts being kept or caught napping.
Yeah.
Gee, that's a big kick from Whelan.
Yep. Whelan has been good, hasn't he? He's on Fraser Driscoll, who was at Kyneton Tigers in the Bendigo Footy League, so very good footballer, and he's a good matchup. One to watch for the rest of the day. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 2022-2023 NTFL season from Cazalys Arena here in Palmerston. Umpires round, guys. At Bowden here with a kick out.
So he'll come to this near side. That's a big long kick against the wind. Good attempt at the back from Mazzini. Couldn't take the mark, but Districts doing what they can to keep it alive and work the ball forward. Fijo now. He's run down. Umpire calls play on. Aaron Stokes, he takes it. Ball spills out. Now with Rusker. Gets it forward. Kick goes from McLaughlin. It's a 1-on-3 down there. And he's held.
Yeah. This will be a good goal for the Crocs here against the Tide. Run of the Tide here. Ethan Maney. Just seen him before in the grandstand. Jeez, he's a solid bloke. Very ripped up. Going for his first goal for the Crocs here.
He's been lively so far today.
Yeah. Maybe a few too many handballs for the Crocs here, but they have got that smaller forward line, so they are trying to run it and just hit those shorter targets.
Maney walks in and absolutely shanks it out on the floor.
Must be super challenging. Wheel going to that end.
Yeah, and it seems it's not a direct sort of end-to-end breeze, but it just seems like it's favouring sort of both the teams travelling down to the left of screen and also just kicking on goal down there. Meanwhile, at the grandstand end, no one's really even looked likely.
No.
Bulk, good mark on this back flank. His mullet glowing in the sun.
Probably the first touch for Prime.
Short one back to Robinson. Former Lion and Blue from the AFL.
Started well, Robinson.
He finds Bowles. Tried to get it back. Umpire calls 50, and Robinson gives a little fist pump. He's orchestrated that. He's run through for a quick gimme. His opponent's gone the other way and run through that protected zone. So Robinson knew exactly what he was doing and has just drawn a free kick for his team, or an extra 50 metres for his teammate. He's calling for it again. He can't get enough of it. His teammate goes to full forward though. Whelan and Prime Train lurking. Clark, he got it through to Prime Train to Tommy Bulk.
Yep.
Free kick going his way.
Prime Train lining up here is normally pretty good on these little snaps, or is he? Yep, might be a check side here. The Southern Districts boys got back there pretty good, but yeah, they were just a few metres off. Didn't get back deep enough. Just going with a snap.
So he runs around. Don't know if he's quite got it. He does.
That's the fourth goal for the Buffaloes. Probably going to the scoring end here. The Prime Train gets his first for the day. Was just involved in the play, just down back there and just gut run down, and beautiful effort there from Prime.
And you look at obviously he's got I think 250,000 followers on the TikTok. He does well for himself, but he certainly, you look at the way he sort of lives his life and does his footy. He's very disciplined, very impressive young athlete.
Yeah, definitely.
And deserves all the sort of awards and accolades that he gets.
Just remember, guys, there's no registration fees or uniform costs for umpiring. You receive free entry to all NTFL matches. Currently recruiting field, boundary and goal umpires for all grades. Head to umpire.afl for more information. Emma Stark here, throwing it up.
Fantastic young future star of the NTFL, both in green and on field. She's didn't play this weekend, but was involved in the Saints women's team yesterday, just helping around. And obviously she's umpired an AFLW game earlier this year, Robbie.
Yeah, definitely. She's one of those up-and-comers.
Here's Palmer. He gets her hands out. Bit too quick fire with it. Crocs intercept. Gee, good intercept there from Bowles. He goes on goal himself now. Didn't quite have his kicking boots on there, and it's just gone to the left. Another behind. They extend their lead out to 21 points.
Driscoll here looking for the kick out. Very good leg on him.
Gee, that was a laser beam pass.
Yeah.
Ellis Yeoman. He goes inboard. Finds Shannon. Shannon goes out to that far wing. Sloppy. A few times today, Rob, we've seen players just waiting for the ball to come to them, not attacking it on the mark. It's proved costly. That player's run down there. I think it was Bowden who's intercepted a few. He's unfortunately given one up there. Buff's now working it forward. Prime Train all by himself. Short, sharp one inside 50 to Robinson. He gets a hands
it back
to Bold.
Prime Train
one on the left. He snaps it.
Him.
Great goal.
Yeah, Prime Train there ran from half forward. Very important goal there. That's his second for the day for Tommy Bolch.
And I think that's exactly what the neutral fans came here to see. A bit of Mitch Robinson, a bit of Tom Bolk action. And one quarter down, they've already got both of them in the one play. Yep. So at quarter time here at Cazalys Arena, it's Darwin Buffaloes 5 goals, 3-33, leading Southern Districts just 2 behinds. They did have the kicking end that quarter.
Yeah, so let's see how it pans out the second quarter. Prime Train with 2 goals. Jared Stokes 1, Matt Cassidy 1, and Liam Whelan 1. Matt Watkins and Jared Stokes also very good for the Buffs. Bowden and Pudney doing a lot of heavy lifting for the Crocs. Some other blokes going to have to come to the party and help them here.
We'll be back after this short break.
Yep.
Goes for home and it's nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
Welcome back to Cazalys Arena, a Buffalo's home game here against Southern Districts. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the 22-23 season. The scoreboard is correct. Buffaloes are up 5 goals, Will. Zawar and Rob Hale here. 5 goals, 3-33 to Southern Districts 0-2.
It's been a very interesting first quarter. I think everyone here is a bit shell-shocked. We didn't probably expected Districts to be leading, and if not sort of within a goal of the Buffaloes, but they're 29 points up. There's a very strong breeze here, so it'll be interesting to see if Buffaloes keep the momentum or if Southern Districts work the ball forward and get the margin a bit more in their favour.
No Matt Dennis either, so I just realised, which is a big out.
Ellis Yeoman, he takes the ball first, tackled very strongly to the ground. Districts work it forward. Robinson, hot pursuit, big strong tackle from the former Lion. And Buffaloes working out of defence through Stokes. Atkinson was the target. He's on ruck duties today. Palmer, he got a palm in there and to his teammate. He'll get it back, a handball out on that far wing. Tom Bulk, he's kicked 2 already. He's on fire. He's lurking, got a hand out. Very quick and slick.
Jared Stokes.
Into full forward and Whelan. Almost hands in the back, but umpire let it go.
Right in front of the ump there.
And unfortunately, Holt Fitz would have gotten it through the big sticks, you'd think.
Yeah, definitely. The throw was there. Buffalo's looking very dangerous early against that breeze as well.
Bowden now in the back pocket. Big long high kick in the breeze, dangerously so. Made McManus work for it, and he's got Cooper well on his tail. Just a snap forward into space. A few more blue jumpers than he'd like. Matt Watkins now at centre-half back. He works it in, finds Robinson in the centre square. Quick kick forward to his captain in Stokes. Stokes looking to move it quickly. And he goes to full forward. Whelan again the target. Fists up. Can't take the mark. Holt Fitz crumbed that time. Snaps towards goal. Bounces through for a behind.
Yeah, geez. Holt Fitz really getting there front and centres from Big Whelan. Big Whelan really straightening up the Buffaloes today.
Districts, very risky kick back into Bowden. This time they go down the other wing. Player just lost his footing and it's turnover. Matt Watkins calling for it in the middle. He'll go long instead. Mark couldn't be taken there by the defender. And Buffs sniff an opportunity. Won't be this time. Districts clear out of their defensive 50. Ellis Yeoman takes it over the boundary line just outside 50.
Districts looking very short through the midfield and half forward with Matt Dennis now out. Laid out, so I'm not too sure what happened there, Will.
Ball comes in now. Atkinson gets a hands. Ellis Yeoman. There's a free kick. No, umpire says keep going. Umpire Stark calls a free kick going District's way. They want to move on quickly. She brings them back. Short kick inboard. Finds Ellis Yeoman. He looks forward. Ogden the target. Found him. Beautifully weighted kick.
It's Matt Shannon here looking inside.
Intercepted there. And Buffs, they come out on this far side. Cooper has got plenty of grass to cover and plenty of pace to work. He takes a second bounce. He's got 2 opponents to get through. He just slows and sidesteps. Holt Fitz the target. Robinson gets a fist through. Possibly could have gone for a mark instead. And didn't really work that one as well as they could have now. With Stokes, Bradley Stokes it is. He works it forward. Ellis Yeoman will be there to pick up the crumbs.
Good hit.
He finds Lake. They just need to slow it and settle it down. He's got a player out on the wing. Instead goes to Staunton. Back to Lake and just a sloppy handball.
Southern District's just really stuffing around with the footy here. Cross half forward through the middle here.
Atkinson goes forward now. He finds Palmer. Palmer marks it. Keeps going to Bulk. He gets around one. Snaps on goal. And he likes that one as soon as it... No, he doesn't.
Yeah, you get the footy across half forward there, Will. You just got to get it into your forward line. You're 5 goals down. It was 2 one-on-ones deep, and they just decided to go back corridor, Matt Shannon, and turned it over. We
were talking a bit in that quarter-time break, Rob. It sort of seems like it's control versus chaos, and the control of the Buffaloes is certainly paying off at this stage. Yeah. District's probably moving a bit too quick, and it's just not working for them.
Yeah, and then across half forward there, they've just got to get that footy in. That's what they do here. They're going corridor again, and it's just no man's land.
Turned over now with Vrodos. He's tackled. Ball comes out, another tackle. So Districts don't want to concede another one now with the big man. Ellis Yeoman goes forward. It's a wonky one off the boot. Oi! Big hit again from that number 1, Isaac Seeden-Kerneth.
So there we had it. I think Shannon Rusker might have been mentioning something to the boys. They just got to get inside to the forwards there. Too often they're looking sideways and backwards, and get it into the forward line with this breeze. Who's lining up for this one? Is it? Can't see that number there.
It looks like it'll be Boyd Woodcock.
Boyd Woodcock, the former Port Adelaide player, played 11 or 12 games. I think 21 years of age as well.
And he came runner-up in the Liston Trophy in the VFL Best and Fairest last season. That one has missed, unfortunately.
Needed that one.
District still looking for their first, Robbie.
Yep. From the Southport Sharks last year, had a good year. Jacob Dawson winning the medal. Bradley Stokes kicking out here, is it? Yep.
Finds his man. And again, just well controlled and not enough pressure from Southern Districts coming out of that defensive 50. Vrodos was the target, but Aaron Stokes, he takes the mark. Umpire calls him back. Gives it off to Matt Watkins. A short one over the top. Finds Bowles. Thomas Clark appealing for it. Looks like he'll go to him. Mark couldn't be taken by Whelan. Clark ready to lay his body on the line. Also, there's Mitchell. They've got 4 to beat. They did very well. Districts have the numbers, but just not the poise at the moment. Rusker, gee, that one's gone out on the full, and he'll be kicking himself for that one.
Yeah, Southern Districts unable to deal with the pressure that Buffaloes are bringing right now.
Vrodos to bring it back into play. Goes into that pocket. Prime Train being held. And umpire pays the free kick. He was well held there.
Yeah, a couple of tricky set shots early in this first quarter from Southern Districts up forward. Let's see how the Prime Train goes. Dealing with that breeze. Oh no, you found someone in the corridor.
Liam Holt-Fitz, who's been very threatening close to goal. I don't think he's kicked one today, has he? No, not yet.
But he's been front and centre to a lot of the contests that Big Whelan's provided. Bit of loose checking there from Southern Districts. It's just tough to score at that end, I reckon. So, like, you know, you got to watch that little 15-20 metre corridor kick there. Holtz-Fitz has been good since crossing over from Nightcliff.
Obviously a Cheney medalist a few seasons ago. He comes in now.
Yeah.
Just shanks that one. So, again, no goals scored to that end of the field yet. Still alive, though. Palmer got the ball out. Snapped on goal by Bowles.
Just kicked it, has he? Yep.
He has. So Paddy Bowles kicks the first of the second quarter and extends the lead out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if you're at home there at the viewing. I think it is about 7 or 8 minutes into this second quarter. Buffalo's really looking like the better side here early as well into the second. Dealing with a tough breeze, but just using that footy. Southern Districts, when they get that footy across half forward, need to get it into those forwards and create opportunities. Boyd Woodcock had that opportunity missed, and 7 5-point plays straight away down the other end.
It's a 38-point margin.
Yeah.
Still early days, Rob, but they need to get a hustle on the Districts too.
Yeah, no, definitely. No Matt Dennis. It's been Brody Lakes had to get in the ruck there to start this quarter.
And another player who's missing from their lineup today, Luke Smith. He's flies under the radar a bit, but he can easily turn on and kick a bag of goals for them, and he's maybe the star power up forward they are missing. Here they go forward this time. Ellis Yeoman kicks it deep into the pocket. Bousted, he picked it up, got it back. Now coming to Staunton, wasn't clean, but he's got a bit of time and space. The short, sharp one inboard. Great kick.
Dean Staunton just seemed like he had a truckload of time there, didn't he? Roy George kicked 3 last week against Waratahs in a really good display. Lining up here, he's a very good shot on goal, Will. Got to hang it a bit to the right here. The breeze seems to just die down a tad.
So George walks in.
No.
And he's
got to hang it to the right on that angle.
A bit too much on that one. Another behind.
So Bradley Stokes again with the kick-out duties. One of the best users in the league. Finds his brother.
Short, sharp one to Robinson. Couldn't take the mark, so he snaps it. Gee, that's cleared the players. Very clever kick. Don't know if that was the intention, but it worked. Mind you, Staunton, he has another crack inside 50 for the Crocs.
Oh.
Mark dropped. Should have taken that one, was McLaughlin. Try to get it back. Good intercept from Palmer. He gets a hands over the top now. Robinson was the target, using his body. Gee, that's the AFL in him coming out. Hands it back.
Very strong.
And Buffs, again, they get away with it. Good kick out. He finds Cooper. Just in front of us here in the commentary box. Goes back to Tommy Bulk.
Buffalo's really playing well with the conditions here as well. But just using those short ones.
Goes back to Cooper. Very far from home. Finds Palmer. And gee, that one's just been intercepted by Staunton, the skipper for the Crocs. Good long direct kick. He found Bousted, last week's Rising Star nominee, I should say. He goes to Bowden now, and they switch it out onto that far wing. This one now, I think it's Jones. He kicks it into the pocket. Shannon, the target, couldn't take it, but here's Lake. He goes back to Shannon. Umpire calls a free kick. It's looking like it's going the way of Southern Districts.
Brody Lake here. Just a tad more direct there, Southern Districts. Maybe a deeper entry kick would have been great, but that's the ball transition you've got to try to catch Buffaloes out on. Brody Lake in a tough angle here, probably 50 out on the boundary. You're listening to AFL NT's coverage of the TIO NTFL season here, guys. Umpires around. Umpiring is a great way to stay fit. Recruiting for boundary umpires and field umpires currently, and goal umpires.
So Lake, he walks in, kicks it. Doesn't look like it'll have the distance, but it's in the hot spot. It bounces behind them all. Bulk will be first to it. He kept it alive. Gets a hands out now. Umpire says it's gone over, and Matt Watkins can't go on with it.
Yeah, we're about 11 or 12 minutes gone into this second quarter here, guys. Southern Districts with a forward entry yet to score. They just haven't played their direct style of football today. Let's see if they can create an opportunity here.
Umpire throws the ball in. Good work in the ruck. I think it's Atkinson doing the work for Buffaloes. Now it comes out through Cassidy.
It's deliberate.
It's getting very close to that boundary line. And it is paid deliberate, Rob.
Let's see how they go with this forward 50 entry. Buffs have numbers here, deep.
Run down tackle, great effort.
Great pressure. Oh, paid high.
Got away with it there for sure.
Definitely. Or Buff got the free here.
So maybe it has been paid for holding the ball. Umpire's just deliberating.
No, it's meant to go the other way. It's tough for us to see at that angle there, deep in that pocket, on the other side of the coverage here. He's backing himself in here. Is Fraser Driscoll, who does have a big leg on him.
Goes long. And you look at some of the Buffs players on that last line of defence. Robinson, who's been playing in the middle and half forward. Bulk, who's been playing forward as well. They're just nailing the two-way running as well. They're not focused on their own position. They're focused on what their role is in the whole team and how they can help their teammates out, which probably telling as to why they're 37 points up against the odds today, Robbie.
Yeah, they've definitely been the better side today, working a bit harder than Southern Districts and playing smarter footy.
Buffs away now. Kicks comes forward. Vrodos is there, as is Holt Fitz. He ran past it. Districts will be there to mop it up. They've got a few numbers back. Mazzini kicks it forward. Good mark there. Wasn't taken by Maney. Umpire has again called a free kick out.
So Roy George, is it?
It will go the way of Ethan Maney.
Ethan Maney trying to get the first goal score here for the Southern Districts Crocs. We're 16 minutes in the second quarter here. Going to the scoring end. They need to capitalise on this next opportunity.
So he walks in and he's very happy with that one. A fist pump.
Ethan Maney getting the first for the day for the Southern Districts Crocs here. You're watching AFL NT's coverage of the TIO NTFL season from Cazalys Arena in Palmerston. Darwin Buffalo's home game here. Mitch Robinson's had a bit of it today. The Prime Trains kick 2.
Districts have kicked their first. They move to 1 goal 4-10, trailing 6-5-41, a 31 point margin here.
Yeah, 17-minute mark here, Will. They want to try to get 2 or 3 more goals, Southern Districts, and try to break up that momentum that Buffs have had. Take something into this half-time break. Buffs have had goals scored against them late in games and have sort of stopped a bit, so let's see if that can happen.
And particularly when you consider they're possibly facing the Buffs having the kicking in next quarter as well. They don't want that margin or deficit to get any bigger than it needs to. Bowles, Hillcrumb gets her hands out to Robinson on the move. Rolls down on his right. He kicks it to the lead of Bulk. Couldn't take the mark. It'll ricochet off his feet over the boundary line.
Mitch Robinson just looking at a player above the level, isn't he? Just gliding over the oval today.
Yeah, you see players retire from the big league, and sometimes they maintain their fitness, sometimes they blow out. I think he's one who will definitely maintain his fitness and be a solid player across the country in various leagues for years to come. Back to the footy, and Waitman, he picks it up for Districts, running through, kicks it to centre half forward. Maney, he kicked that first goal for them a few minutes ago. He snaps it forward, and it's a foot race. Lake, he's trying to get onto it. He's giving away a free kick.
He's giving that deliberate. So Brody Lake will be lining up to kick this goal. I'm not too sure on the ruling on that rule, is it? If you're 10 metres out, you can't paddle it through. Maybe, he was under pressure though.
Yeah, there was a fair bit of pressure.
Yeah, a fair bit of pressure. It's a hot day. The Bulls was already going that direction. Yeah, very stiff.
He'll be on a tight angle by the looks of things, so there's no certainty for Lake.
No.
He sprayed one down the other end earlier in the game, and another shot he had didn't quite make the distance. It was more of a setup to the top of the square, but this one it looks like he's going to run around on the left and snap it.
Yeah, about 18 minutes gone in the second quarter here. Southern Districts really need this goal.
Or he's check-sided it.
And he's missed. Southern Districts need to hold this footy into the forward line here and try to get a repeat score.
So they reduce the margin to an even 5 goals. It's 6 goals, 5-41. Darwin Buffaloes leading Southern Districts Crocs 1 goal, 5-11.
Bradley Stokes very good with that leg, so the Southern Districts need to be tight on their opponents here.
Stokes looking out from fullback. Gee, there's not a lot that he likes, so it just goes short into the pocket. Good pressure from Bousted, but the umpire has said it was unnecessary. That's 50 metres, mate. Let's go for a walk.
Yeah, the last thing Crocs needed there. Coming late into this second quarter. Brown, is it with the footy? Brown has been good today.
Goes very quickly to Stokes. He goes for a short, sharp one to Clark. We'll find him.
Buffalo's controlling the football. It's been really good going against the scoring end here. Just taking the sting out of it for Southern Districts.
Just keeping composed here. That one forward. Intercepted. Districts now will have the run of it. Hands come forward from Galbraith there to a player under pressure, and instantly, like hyenas, the Buffaloes just attacked. Yeah,
this is all credit to the Buffaloes' pressure today. Really putting it to the Southern Districts Crocs and making them turn the footy over a bit here.
Mazzini, he gets the hit out down. Great work there from Fijo. Clears the players though, didn't hit anyone, and it looks like it'll be Brown getting to it first. No, it's the boundary line who will take the ball.
About 21 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Southern Districts need a forward entry here. Ellis Yeoman's been somewhat quiet, hasn't he, today? Southern Districts with a few recruits. Maybe the weather's gotten to him. It is a hot day out here at Cazalys Arena.
Ball comes down now. Woodcock goes inboard. Shannon
to Pudney.
To goal. It's bounced through.
Yeah, beautiful. Just in that play there, Will, you had 3 blokes, Pudney, Woodcock and Shannon, all state league level footballers connecting. Those guys will have to start, getting them over the line here with Ellis Yeoman They have got a smaller side today, the Southern District, so they might have a bit more run than Buffaloes later on, with Buffaloes with the bigger bodies and a few bigger players.
Brody Lake just coming to the bench. He's a player who probably needs to play bigger than he is today, but
yeah, he was rucking earlier as well, wasn't he? And they've had to put Big Mazzini in the ruck, who's been playing forward with that laid out of Matt Dennis. 22 minutes gone, 22 and a half minutes gone, I'd assume.
Umpire Stark.
Bell games, which is really great. AFLNT are currently recruiting field, boundary and goal umpires for all grades. I commentated the 18s yesterday and didn't have any runners.
And it looks like that will be the game. So full time, and both teams will walk away with 2 points each. That's what it looks like. A few players shaking hands, a bit bewildered, but it seems we've gone beyond the 30-minute mark in that injury delay. So
yeah,
an interesting way to end this one. Probably not the way people wanted to or expected it to end, but
yeah, no.
Points will be split here at Cazalys Arena, Robbie.
Yeah, so a little bit disappointing, but hopefully the safety is also for Nicholas Whiteman, and hopefully he's okay for his family and friends out there. Goal scorers for today, wrapping up from today's game: Ethan Manning and Pudney with 1 apiece. Patrick Bowles 1 with Jared Stokes, Cassidy and Whelan. 2 to the prime train. Best players are Matt Watkins, Stokes, Robinson were all good for Buffs as well as the prime train. Michael Bowden and Pudney as well. Stay tuned for next week's AFLNT coverage.